Hi everyone, I'm very excited to say welcome to another Doug's Lab video. It's been a very long time since I made a video, but I have an extremely good reason for it. Reason is, well, I bought a house and I couldn't practice chemistry in my parents' basement anymore, of course. So I decided to build a lab in the basement of that house, and that is what we are standing in right now. And if you can't tell, I am super excited about this because this lab is awesome. So let me go over some of the finer points. We'll start outside in the basement. You'll notice the sign, authorized personnel only, of course. Locking door, very important. Come into the lab, you'll notice the bench and the sink. But first, the whiteboard, and that's what we were looking at, of course. This will allow me to lay out the reactions that I'm going to be performing, and it'll make the videos flow a lot better. I'll be able to explain things using a tripod instead of just my hand on the camera, which should make things a lot better in future videos. Speaking of which, I have 161 new video ideas, so be prepared for some exciting things in the future. Over here we have a standard utility tub sink. It's got a custom-built faucet, of course, with hot and cold. This cord is just for the light, it needs to be shortened. We've got a vacuum adapter right here, which goes to the vacuum line. We have the cold water supply right here to the bench, and then of course just another tap here. All of it works. In the fume hood, we have, of course, the cold water tap, the vacuum tap, a pair of nice clamps and stands, and of course a gas line. And you might be thinking, well, this is kind of an open fume hood, isn't it? Well, yes and no. It's part of it you haven't seen yet. This right here is a wall, and it should be in this track, but this board is warped. In fact, both of these have warped, and so they don't quite fit in the tracks anymore, so I'm finding a more suitable material to use. But you'll notice at the top and bottom, these walls slide into tracks. They'll eventually be notched out to accommodate the pipes and make a nice airtight seal with some weather stripping. There's the vent fan. There's a couple of lights in here, 3 in fact. But on the ceiling, you'll notice there is this nice window. And I can pop the window off the ceiling and swing it down, and it'll eventually latch down there. Again, the walls aren't all the way in place, so I can't do that right now, but you'll notice that that forms quite an elegant fume hood. Of course, the window is really dirty from testing, but yes, it handles pretty much anything that you can throw at it. I was igniting huge mixtures of chlorate smoke mixtures in there, and none of it even came into the room, so I'm very happy with that. That's a 800 CFM 10-inch exhaust fan by Global Industrial. You can get it for like $160, and it's got the outdoor louvers, and that's just where a basement window used to be. That is controlled by this switch over here, and that fan is actually 3-speed, so I could go in there and change it by pulling on that chain if I really wanted to quiet it down. But it's not all that loud. I'll turn it on. Makes a lot of noise in the video here, but if I put the fume hood down, you'll notice that it's quiet enough that you'll be able to hear me, especially if I was filming something from out here. So, of course, the sash has 3 different positions. This is just a storm window that you can buy at any store. And if I'm doing some big experiment, I can always store this back up on the ceiling like this. Very easy to latch in place. Do it with one hand even. And these walls, I can move to the other room. And you'll notice that the whole bench is now free to do whatever I want. Pretty cool. So, one thing I should mention about the gas line, it does have a safety shutoff in here. My basement was a re-excavated crawl space, so this was the original depth of the crawl space, and then the part we're standing in is the excavated area. So it affords me a very convenient shelf at which to store the bulk of my reagents. So you'll see if I back up a little bit, these doors, I still need to cut finger holes in them, and then I'll be able to put labels on them as to where some reagents are located, but you can see I keep quite a lot of things in here. The rest is still in my garage, but I'm in the process of moving in. And then just over here is some other reagent storage, maybe more commonly used things like sodium hydroxide, sodium hydrogen carbonate, just various solvents and acids and whatnot. And this is sort of the weighing station where I'll be able to run some calculations. I can weigh things out. Eventually there will be a magnetic stirrer over here for getting things into solution before I take them over here to run the actual experiment. I suppose I could turn this off because it's probably ruining the quality of the video. So, over here, this light switch, of course, controls the main lab lights. The other one over there controls the fume hood lights. And this big switch here, it's a 20 amp switch, controls all the power outlets in the lab. So I can shut off all the power, I can shut off all the gas, I can shut off all the water and render the lab fairly safe in the event of an emergency. So the other half of the lab is actually out this door and in my basement that's full of pretty much garbage right now. This is a cabinet that I won at an auction at work. And you can see inside here I have all my glassware. I've got a lot more on order because I do have a lot more experiments I need to be doing. And I just store some general items in here. And then this is the dedicated laboratory refrigerator. And it's currently at minus 21 Celsius. Fairly cold. That's in the freezer part. In the refrigerator part, I don't know the temperature, but the only thing I have in there is some hypochlorite solution just to preserve it. But that's for an upcoming video on hydrazine sulfate. So look for that coming up. I'm very excited to be able to use the lab because, of course, it's brand new and it's awesome. So anyway, that's pretty much all I have. Stay tuned for more lab videos. And yeah, subscribe, rate, and comment. I love this laboratory.